Welcome to another weekly edition of our StaySmart newsletter and podcast, brought to you by Viciniti Corporate Housing, where we try to keep you updated on what we see happening in the industry. It's a beautiful day here in small town Kansas, but we have some good information, so I'll go ahead and jump right in. The first one actually just came out just the other day. Banyan Software acquired Software Answers, the maker of Oscar, which in the corporate housing industry, that's a lot of corporate housing companies use that software. So I think this is really big news in the industry. It does look like Chris Couture is going to stay on as CEO of the new system under Banyan. So that's really good news. But I think this would be really important information on the corporate housing industry. And the next article we have is about Marriott's Villas by Bonvoy. This is their short-term rental space. They've seen some really big growth in this segment, in particular internationally, with a 30% growth in their supply, and that's just been driven a lot by people just more comfortable with international travel and the strength of the US dollar. So really Marriott's seen growth in particular in Europe. And I think as people get more and more comfortable with this kind of accommodations, we'll see more growth like this throughout the country and throughout the world. And then there's a great article about the built-to-rent communities. The growth, obviously 2023, we saw a huge increase in inventory in that segment. What was interesting about this, I was talking to our marketing director about this, and she wasn't even familiar with this kind of concept of building homes just for rent, for the purpose of rent. So like an apartment community, there's a community of homes that are built, but they're just for rentals. So we've seen a big growth in that. It's still kind of a small supply of the overall single family inventory, but it's definitely a growth area that we're seeing, especially in new starts here the last year or two. And then there's a good article about America's 20 hottest housing markets. Again, a lot of things that we've seen recently where we talk about the Northeast and the Midwest, kind of similar here where we're seeing a lot of the locations in those particular areas, the Northeast and the Midwest. And then we have an article about Primestone. Primestone announced the Rob Martini to their tech advisory board. Rob is a senior VP over at Serva. I know Rob from when he was with Cardis, when he ran their global supply chain network, and included in that was kind of the franchise model at the time. So Rob's going to do a great job over there, helping with Primestone. And then finally, we have an article. Dwellworks announced the promotions of Bob Rossing and James Caligiero. So that's really great news. They've been with Dwellworks for forever. So Bob and James are going to do a great job. So really good information this week. If there's anything you'd like to hear us talk about, please let us know. But that's what I see transitioning this week. Take care, everyone.